Hey guys, this is Ryan at Stonefly Aquatics, and today we're at Marcus's looking at his tanks, all the plants he's got, and what he's been doing. So if you want to introduce yourself, Marcus.
What's up, guys? My name is Marcus with Marcus Fish Tanks, and I do a lot of aquatic plants and pretty much anything in the plant and tank realm. So fertilizer, plants, and sometimes lights, but mainly just those two things. So it's been a fun ride. So just a little history about me. I started with the whole plants and everything about a year ago. So I want to say it was June or August of 2018. I was in a local fish store. I had a few Java ferns that I was bringing in for store credit because back then that was the only plant I could grow or had a clue of how to do anything with because it's a really easy plant. And I met a guy there who saw what I was doing. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm bringing in a bunch of plants for store credit too." And I was telling him how I thought planted tanks were cool. I just never knew how to grow the plants or anything. So he offered me a bunch of free plant stems and just said like, "Hey, here's my number. If you ever need help or have questions, just let me know and I'll give you some free plants and show you how to grow them and stuff." And so long story short, that's kind of what led up to me going crazy with it because I have a bad habit of if I think something's cool, then I just go all into it and just go crazy. So that's kind of how this whole fiasco started.
That's awesome. So Marcus, I'm going to kind of let you take the lead, just kind of walk us through what and talk whatever you want to talk about, and I'll just kind of follow along.
Sure. So I've got a few different tanks. This is one of them. Definitely under construction. As you can see, a bunch of random crap floating around. Some dead stuff. Haven't cleaned it all out yet. But I've got a bunch of bundle plants through here. They look good. And then potted plants. And then here's all the random junk floating. As far as the bunch plants, there's some Rotala, some Luigia repens, Hygrophila angustifolia, and then pink Tillanthera, and a couple other different little random ones, Anacharis and Kabamba. But they're all doing pretty well. What helps them a lot as far as staying clean and looking good is I have a really strong 75-gallon hang-on back filter, and it's actually pretty weak looking right now, but it usually has a really strong current. So you can already hear it kind of stirring up some from where I clear the crap off of it. So it creates a lot of flow, which kind of helps keeps the plants clean and everything, and not a lot of crap on the surface. I don't even know what you want to call it. Some people call it a protein slick, when it's the junk that's on top and it looks kind of shiny, almost like someone spilled oil on the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that happen. For me, it usually happens when I feed too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some of it's from that fish meal that's in a lot of the feeds.
Right.
But
yeah, so having a lot of water flow kind of helps with that. And then it also, when you have really strong lights and you have a current on top, it can create a little bit of a shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
You need a light that penetrates a little further, which this is just a basic shop light, so it doesn't do that as much. But one like this, which is just a basic Home Depot LED, penetrates really well, so it creates a tiny bit of shimmer through here.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it now that you're pointing it out. What are those T5s on that fixture?
Yes, I think they're actually T8. And then I went ahead and I got this from I think a garage sale or something, just LED strips, so I double side taped that one and that one inside the fixture.
Oh, okay.
Just as a little extra.
Just to give it a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing to keep the reds up on these? Because they look pretty good in my opinion.
So a lot of people think the reds or any kind of color in plants is due to lots of fertilizer or I'll just dose extra iron.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, iron has nothing to do with it. You still need to fertilize and make sure you do give them iron, but giving them excess iron does nothing. The biggest key in red plants and colorful plants is really good lighting.
Okay.
So that's why oftentimes if you see this pink Tilantha, for example, down here it's still kind of greenish. The undersides are always going to be pink, but at the top where it's closer to the bright light, it's true pink and red.
So how long are you running these lights?
So I always recommend between 6 to 8 hours a day, and I have the little siesta period, so I do on 4 and then off for however many and then on 4 again. And then that's
okay.
it. Yeah.
And I guess you've just got it all on timers.
Yep. Timers are your best friend. You want to enjoy the tank, not always be fighting with algae.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with timers being your best friend, and that's something I've talked about a time or two, I think, too.
Definitely.
So, but I like this tank just full of all the plants and even the duckweed on top. So I don't.
It's clean. So this is a 300-gallon IBC tote, cut in half, almost in half. It's still doing pretty good. I definitely need to throw another heater in here because the water is very chilly. All my fish and everything's still alive, plants are still alive, but probably won't be for long unless I get another heater in here. Just for reference, for anyone watching, we live in Texas and it is currently 46 degrees outside. So yeah, and this was coming from being like 90 degrees just
2 days ago?
Yeah, a couple days ago. And it's supposed to be, I think we're supposed to have a warm day here soon.
Yeah, we've got some 80s in the midweek, I think.
Yeah. But having a big body of water like this, because I remember I first tried a outside tank last summer with Java ferns, which probably wasn't a good idea because they're like a low light plant. But I did a small tank, so that means it's easy to heat up, but it's also easy to get cold. And so the water got really hot really fast and melted all my plants. So having a bigger body of water definitely helps. If it was a smaller body, it probably would have killed everything already.
You've got that filter on it 24/7?
Yep, 24/7. It's got a UV sterilizer in there, so
okay.
it keeps it nice and clean.
Right on.
And then another important thing, just for tanks in general, but especially planted tanks and everything, you wanna. Some people, they'll have like a planted tank and just like only have a sponge filter or something because the plants help filter the water a lot. But I'm a big fan of like super duper ultra like over filtering. So I like to have a lot of flow, just so you can, for one, I like to run a lot of CO2 so you can make sure you spread it everywhere. And for two, it just kind of helps keeps the plant clean as far as like not letting detritus and other like just dead, I guess, aquarium mush and junk.
Right, just kind of starting to build up all that
on everything.
That mold or what have
exactly.
you. Right on. That glare isn't really helping, but you can see a little bit.
Yeah. So I usually will turn this a little just to get a better angle.
Oh yeah. Cool. It doesn't look like anything's potted in there. You just got it kind of free growing.
It's just bunch plants. I kind of just toss in there. Don't plant them or anything.
Cool.
Let them in and do their thing.
Cool.
So it's still kind of in trial phase. If you see some of these guys, the leaves, so that's a good deficiency sign right there. Some of them are yellow, so the bigger leaves right here are yellow and brown. And then the ones below that, the leaves are kind of curling inward. That's just a nutrient deficiency sign because I haven't been dosing as much out here. I had a fertilizer bottle that I left out here just 24/7, and I think it went bad just because it got so hot. Because usually the fertilizer I make when it's complete, it's brown, but I left it out here for a while and it got really hot and it turned red. So I'm assuming
that doesn't
its potency or something.
Yeah, something going on. So what's your substrate down there? It looks like it's mostly just sand.
Yep, just a lot of sand I dumped in there, just
Okay.
excess. Kind of dumped it in here. I was like, whatever, I'll try this and see what happens.
Okay. Cool.
Yep, and then there's lots of little feeder guppies in there.
Yeah, I
somewhere.
saw a few of them swimming around. I don't know if
Yeah.
caught any on the camera, but
Snails, feeder guppies, and ghost shrimp.
cool. Do you like that? Is that the Zacro feeder or whatever, the green one?
That one's more of like a white label thing. So there's a bunch of companies that carry it. But
Right.
they'll all kind of just put their own label on it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, pretty much any of the auto feeders on Amazon they're really good.
Okay, because I saw that one specifically, and I was like, that looks like it might be all right.
Yeah.
I
And
was
the nice
curious.
thing about it, you can plug in and charge it with a USB.
Oh,
which
I
is
didn't
pretty
realize
cool.
it did that.
Yeah.
I meant to ask, what are these lights?
So those lights are your best friend. Any kind of plant growers, those lights are going to be your BFF. So it's 6500K LED, what's it called? Floodlights, yeah. So it's full spectrum floodlights. So I'll turn it off real quick. Just so we can, maybe I won't turn it off. just so you can see under there. So it's like a halogen equivalent, and it's not hot at all. You can totally touch it. They've been on for a few hours. It's a 50 watt, super duper bright, 6500K. I think it was either 400 or 4000 lumen, whichever one of those makes the most sense. But yeah, I think they're only $17 each on Amazon, and they grow all these plants like crazy, super bright. Yeah, so they're awesome. This one is a 65-gallon tank. It's got CO2, got a couple more of the floodlights on it, plus a clamp light with just a basic Home Depot LED light. I think they're called like spotlights on the box or something, but it's a 6500K daylight equivalent light. All this stuff is really cheap, but it works great. So
that's
you don't always
all
have
that
to,
matters.
Exactly, yeah. You don't always have to do name brand everything for it to work well.
This looks really good.
Yeah, there's some cooler plants on top. So they're called Crypt Pink Flamingo. So they come to me immersed, but they don't really have a die off the leaf structure. Just kind of, it comes to me looking about like that. But these transition faster just because I floated them right under the light. So they're already kind of turning pink and getting little ruffles on them.
Cool.
Yep, fun stuff for sure. Gotta still have a fun tank if you're trying to, not, I guess because they make a business out of it or whatever, just so you don't get burned out.
Right,
Still gotta enjoy it.
Right. It looks really nice.
Yeah, definitely fighting some algae in here because my timer stopped working for a while, so it's me just manually turning the lights on and off and everything, so I've got all kinds of different algae going on in here, but once it stabilizes out, it'll start to look really good again.
I had a little technical difficulties during the sign out, and so I just wanted to put a little clip to say thanks to Marcus. I appreciate him taking the time, letting me come over to look through and run through his plants with him. The guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to grow plants. He knows how to take care of them. He does have a channel, so make sure you go and check it out. I'll put a link down in the description. So until the next video, we'll catch y'all next time.